Welcome to the February edition of the Results Report. I'm Terry Swanson, broker of Results Realty Services. In this edition, we're going to take a look at some of the trends nationally that are brought to us from the economy, the housing market, mortgages, and unemployment. Then we're going to break it down into the North Atlanta corridor and really focus in on the different sales happening, such as wholesale, retail, and new home categories. There's 5 primary indexes that track the pricing increases or decreases month to month, year to year. In December, 4 of the 5 indexes had more than a 10% decrease in the average price on the national trends. As a matter of fact, as you can see, the Case-Shiller Index reported an 18.2% decrease in the average price month to month, year to year. The other things to note are existing sales in December were up 6.5% on single-family homes. Pending sales, however, were down 5.3% month to month, year to year, and new construction fell off a significant 45% over last year's numbers. Now in November, you can see we had a significant drop-off in the closings that occurred in November. Now, the reason that you had this happen were twofold. You had the down payment assistance that was removed in fall from people having down payment assistance, and you also had the elections that came up in November. So the month of October, you had people withdraw from writing contracts because of the unknown factor for who was going to be in the presidency and the administration that was going to be following them. So the big drop-off in November closings is not a shock if you really look at everything that was going on, and you can see a nice spike up in December's closings, which would mean that you got the people back into the game. So what's affecting the real estate market now? Everybody's trying to stop the next wave of foreclosures from really happening. The year 2008 saw an 81% increase in foreclosures according to RealtyTrack. This is a number that was unprecedented, and they really didn't think that it would happen. Everyone wanted to see a decrease from 2007, but we saw a significant increase. The government's doing everything that they can to try and increase people's loan modifications and create awareness for homeowners that might be in default or finding themselves unable to refinance their home due to the home being underwater. Hope for Homeowners was established by Congress to help homeowners in that situation. It was established to help more than 400,000 homeowners, but the reality is only 357 people have actually signed up for the program so far. More awareness needs to be brought about this program and other options for people to consider so that the next wave of foreclosures can be downplayed and taken care of versus being another increase of 81% for 2009. As you can see by this chart, there's many areas where you have loan delinquency for more than 60 days, and you can see the chart here for the corresponding area. Tan and red, which most of the country are the areas you don't want to be involved in, and you can see most of the areas are. So what's one of the biggest factors we have to pay attention to? It's the unemployment rate. And do we have enough going on and enough jobs being reinvented that the foreclosure market will also be helped by that, but we'll also get more people into the pool to buy homes. The biggest thing that you can do is look at the national trends and realize the waves are coming across the country. Unemployment and foreclosures are what we have to pay attention to 3 to 6 months down the line and anticipate prices dropping. If you have a home to sell today, all the experts are going to tell you, price it as if you had to sell it tomorrow. Get as aggressive as you can and go out there and find the market. It might not be what you want to hear, and you might not be able to get exactly what you thought you should be able to get. But the great thing is, if you're moving up today, there's a phrase we call transfer in equity, which means if you're moving up, the home that you're going to be buying, you'll gain more than you lose on the home that you theoretically would be getting from the equity that you had in the home. Now we're going to take a closer look and dive into the local North Atlanta market. We're going to look at Forsyth, Gwinnett County, and North Fulton. Now what you'll be seeing, we're going to introduce some graphs from Trend Graphics, as you can see here, and there's some great things going on in each of the counties. Each of the counties in June had a spike up in the available homes that were offered in that county. And over the next course of 6 months, you can see January we're at an all-time low for Forsyth County, where it shrunk down to 2,184 homes active in the entire county. And the best news for Forsyth County is we saw a slight increase in the pending sales for Forsyth County. You'll also notice that the closings did drop off a little bit, but the pending sales is really what we want to pay attention to, because it will dictate what the closings happen for the next month. When we break down the wholesale, retail, and new home sales, you're going to see in Forsyth County, wholesale homes, which would be defined as foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, bank-owned, or corporate-owned homes, are starting to be an increasing factor for the market. And this is something we'll have to pay close attention to, and also the pricing factors. Once you get above $400,000 of home, the market tends to drop off significantly. And this is a market that we really need to see get back into the arena and start to see some sales happen in the 400 and up price point for Forsyth County. We're also going to pay close attention to the wholesale homes that have entered the arena and are becoming a significant force. Looking into Gwinnett County, the good news for Gwinnett County is there have been more sales that have happened in Gwinnett County than North Fulton or Forsyth. The bad news is that the county has been littered with foreclosures and wholesale homes that have made it very challenging for your typical retail seller to get their homes sold. Now, looking at the graph, you'll notice Gwinnett saw a spike up in their inventory when it went above 10,000 homes available back in June. And you can see in January there is a little more than 7,000 homes available, and you also saw that pickup in the contracts written with a little more than 600 contracts written in January. A great number that we need to look out for and hope that the trend continues. But again, the force that riddles Gwinnett is foreclosures, bank-owned properties, and people in distressed situations. The Gwinnett market is great below $200,000, and when you get above $300,000, it's a very challenged sale, whether you're a bank-owned property or a retail seller. Retail sellers in the 300 and up category need to have finished basements or something highly unique for that buyer to want to buy your resale versus the foreclosure or wholesale home. In North Fulton, we'll look at Dunwoody, Roswell, and Alpharetta to categorize the North Fulton arena. Now, what you notice here in the graph is we had a spike up in inventory available in June of more than 3,200 active homes for people to look at. That number's consistently come down up through January, where there's 2,487 homes active in January. Now, the spike up in contracts written for the month of January was not as significant as the other counties saw, but the great news is we did also see a little spike up. Now, in North Fulton, the retail sellers have had a much better time selling their homes than Forsyth or Gwinnett. The reason for that is there haven't been as many builders building homes in the lower price ranges, and therefore not as many of the new homes have been going back to the banks. So your retail sellers through the $400,000, $500,000 price point have had a much better time selling and getting a retail price. And then when you get into the higher price ranges, the market starts to become a little riddled with foreclosures from bank-owned properties of builders. The thing to watch out for North Fulton is how is the next wave of foreclosures going to happen and affect their market that really hadn't been affected that much at all at this point in time. So good job to North Fulton. We do see a spike up there, and we also see a great reduction in the supply of homes. So is real estate still a safe bet? I believe it is. Supply of homes is still up, but it's coming down. Couple that with some unprecedented mortgage rates that are available today based off a 30-year loan, and you could not find a better opportunity for people to take advantage of the climate that we're in both nationally and locally. Your average 30-year rate has dropped below 5% and has hovered right around that mark for the last month. This is a significant opportunity for people to jump into the pool and keep their monthly overhead at a significant reduction over what it would have been just 6 months ago. I'll end it up by saying I'm excited about where we are in the real estate arena today. If I'm a buyer and I've got money, I'm buying everything I can. If I'm an agent, I'm reading everything and getting as smart as I can. So I want you to remember this: there's nothing that you can't do, and there's nothing that you can't achieve. As long as you put your mind to it, you'll find a way to make it happen. This is Talk to Terry. I'm Terry Swanson signing off. Sincerely with passion. We'll see you next time.